America's dumbest senator, Tommy Tuberville, is now telling U.S. citizens that if they do not want to get arrested by ICE, and I'm talking about U.S. citizens here, okay, then if you don't want to get arrested by ICE, immigration, then, well, maybe you should just stop hanging around illegals.
So, Senator, do you care if U.S. citizens accidentally get detained in ICE raids?
If U.S. citizens?
Yeah, it's been happening a lot. It's been happening a lot with veterans in particular. Yeah.
Well, first of all, don't put yourself in a situation where that happens, okay? And I'm sure with all the illegals we have in this country, you're going to probably have some mistakes happen. That's going to happen. But, again, as long as we take care of it the right way, understand they are a system, let them go. But, again, if you're going to be hanging around people that are not citizens of this country, some things like that are going to probably happen.
Is there anything people can do to take care of themselves? Like, how can they do to prevent that?
Don't hang around illegals.
Okay.
Bottom line, because President Trump has said we're going to go after you, and at the end of the day, if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, something bad could happen.
Got it.
So credit to Pablo Manriquez for asking that question and getting some clarification from Tommy Tuberville about what you should do. Oh, just don't hang around people. Well, how do you know if someone is undocumented? You don't. You don't. But of course they know. You know why? Because people like Tommy Tuberville can always tell. All they have to do is just look at your skin color. And that's the thing. Okay. This is just incredibly insidious, actually. This entire idea. Oh, yeah. Don't hang around illegals, which means you gotta what? Ask everybody around you for their paperwork so that you don't get arrested by ICE for being near them. That's really messed up. It's so insidious here. Okay, he's trying to pit people against each other, right? White people versus anybody who's not white, essentially. Okay, and he wants white people to aggressively question everyone else. Papers, please. Show me your papers. This is what happened with Jewish people. Okay. Under the Nazis, okay? Getting people to distrust each other, getting people to tattle on each other. It's sick. And again, telling white people to not hang around immigrants or people that might be Latino, Hispanic, whatever, if you don't want to be arrested by ICE. Again, it's just incredibly gross and racist, which, again, leads me to this old clip.
The Republican Party's racist.
Yes, they are. And look, there goes your freedom of association. He wants people to profile each other because that's how they view it. They profile other people all the time, and now they want the average American to profile their neighbors. And look, there's a great reason that this reporter asked a question. Yes, there has been a lot of veterans, U.S. veterans, that have been apprehended and detained by ICE from these raids. Last week, a U.S. citizen and Army veteran who was working security had his car windows broken. He was pepper sprayed by ICE and then detained for 3 days. Yeah. Look, I mean, this is horrific, absolutely horrific. And look, there's been at least 15 U.S. citizens that were detained by ICE that have been identified. I'm going to give you a couple of the names here. Brian Gavidia, American citizen. He was videotaped being detained back in June in his hometown of Montebello, California, by ICE, who physically assaulted him and interrogated him about where he was born. Okay. What city were you born in? What city? Show me your papers. Another, Jose Hermosillo, an American citizen and resident of New Mexico. Hermosillo was falsely arrested for illegally entering the country. That's what they accused him of. Because he was walking near Border Patrol headquarters. That's what he was doing. He was detained for a total of 10 days before being released on April 17th. And all of this has happened before ICE just got their massive funding boost, making them have more money, more funding than some of the world's militaries. Think about that. Now, Elzin Lamus was stopped during his commute to his job and detained in Westbury, New York, by ICE agents, saying that they were looking for someone fitting his description. Meaning, of course, we're looking for brown people. We're doing racial profiling. Because, of course, George Reitz, a disabled U.S. military veteran and U.S. citizen, was taken by ICE during a raid on a farm in California on July 10th. Reitz identified himself as a U.S. citizen and an employee of the farm that was raided. Reitz was pepper sprayed, tear gassed, his car window smashed, and he was removed from his vehicle at gunpoint, denied due process, which means he got no phone call, no lawyer, and no medical treatment. He was finally released without charges on Sunday, July 13th. I mean, those are just some of the examples, some of the stories that these people have, U.S. citizens have, of meeting the modern Gestapo, because that's what they are. And yet Tubberville's advice, getting back to him, is, well, just don't hang around illegals if you don't want to get picked up. If you don't want to get treated like this, then don't hang around illegals. Oh, okay. Well, now, you may have noticed in some of these examples here, you have people that were going to work or they were at work that happened to get raided by ICE. So now in that situation, what are you supposed to do? Not go to work? Because maybe there might be somebody there who is illegal? Well, that doesn't make any sense, does it? This is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely horrific. I mean, this is not the way a country should be run. This is not freedom. This is why Trump's, polling on this issue, on immigration and how he has handled all of this, is sinking into the toilet. According to a new Reuters Ipsos survey that was released on Wednesday, 41% of Americans approve of what Donald Trump is doing on immigration. Only 28% agreed with the statement that immigration arrests at places of work are good for the country. Now, remember that their entire thing was, oh, we're going to get the criminals and we're going to get the people that are sponging off the welfare, which, again, that's not true. That they don't qualify for welfare, okay? So they're not sponging off of welfare that they don't qualify for. No, they work. And so that's where ICE is going. It's going to workplaces. And people are looking at that and saying, wait a minute, why are you arresting people at work? They're working. They're not taking our benefits. And so what are you doing? Well, they're going after the low-hanging fruit because there isn't enough criminals. There aren't enough immigrants. Look, immigrants, especially undocumented immigrants, commit less crimes than native-born Americans. That's a fact. That's a fact. And so there is not enough criminal illegal aliens out there for them to meet their deportation goals, their deportation agenda. So they got to go after people who are working. They got to go after people who are, by the way, here legally have work permits. They take those away. They take the green cards away. They're taking legal authorization to be here away so that they can meet their deportation quotas. That's the reality here, okay? And that's why you have a majority of Americans that are looking at what's going on with abject horror. And I hate to say I told you so, but yes, I told you so. This was going to happen if you allowed this man to get in to the White House, and now it's happening. Now, 54% of adults oppose immigration arrests at places of work. 53% of adults disapprove of arrests carried out like military operations, which is what they're doing. 42% disapprove of immigration officers wearing masks. And that's not the only poll, by the way. Last month, the Quinnipiac poll found that just 43%, so it went down in the space of a month, approved of Trump's performance on immigration, 54% disapprove, on deportation, 40% approve, while 56% disapprove. Now, I think the approval numbers are still way too high for what's going on. But it is dropping. It is dropping. In fact, look, immigration was Trump's strongest issue with voters. Now, it's one of his weaker issues. People are seeing what mass deportation really looks like. They're finally seeing it with their own eyes. And they realize the horror that Trump has unleashed. Unless, of course, you're a MAGA psycho, okay, that loves watching human suffering over what is really a misdemeanor crime at most. Someone like Tommy Tuberville. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.